Live. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Stephen. Welcome. Happy Monday.
Happy Mondays indeed. And it's been quite a weekend, which I'm going to tell you all about.
Oh, nice.
Well, I show you some of the trophies that I gathered over the weekend. Um,
Trophies.
well, yeah, they're actually books, but in
Ah,
terms of I was actually on an expedition to Henley on Thames. Um, I actually collected them.
nice.
I said them. Um, Okay, so we say hello to Facebook, hello to Facebook, hello to Nick's Amazon Live page, and hello
Yeah.
to mine. I hope so. I'm going to press the preview button,
Yeah. Looks
and
like
it's
we're
gone
there.
red. Okay, so are you gone red?
Yeah, gone red. I'm on.
Thank goodness we got that bit right. Right, okay,
Hallelujah.
right. So we're on a roll. So having said that, let's switch the cameras back on. One camera, two cameras. Hello, Nick.
Greetings, Stephen. Happy Monday, as we said before. Welcome, everybody watching on
Uh,
Amazon and anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we've got Corinda with us who's saying, "Hey, Nick Wood,"
Hey,
and
Corinda.
Mr. Healey. That's very kind of you.
Can say formal.
Very differential that. And Nick, Corinda is saying you look different. Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
explain? Can you explain?
Uh, it was the Botox lipo. No, I think I just had my hair cut, Corinda. I think that's all it is. Or maybe it's my flashing multicolored background that you're noticing.
Yeah, it
You know
is.
me,
It is
Corinda,
the lighting.
I'm just playing around. It's
Yeah,
trying to see
it's
what
quite
works.
subtle. It's quite subtle, really.
It is,
Yeah,
isn't it? It is. Well, you know me. For ages I had that green screen and never used it, so I thought
yeah,
I might
yeah.
as well try something different.
I've still got my green screen, and it will be appearing again when Be Live go live on Thursday, we think, this week. So
Yes.
Live, the crew, Daniel Meyer, the CEO of Be Live, and Nick and myself, and Grant and Ephraim, or Dr. Elo, depending on which you want to use. And by the way, my two new webcam have arrived. Corinda, you have got to have a shop, or at least an eBay presence, because every time you join us, you've got new cameras. I'm going to ask, what cameras have you got now, Corinda?
Yeah.
I bet there's a Nexigo in there somewhere. I'm
You'd be
going to bet
surprised.
that you've actually got a Nexigo. Okay, right. You're watching today, depending on where you are. If you're on Nick's page, you're watching Live Video Production Weekly. If you're on my page, you're watching Lights, Camera, Action, webcams, microphones, audio gear, Fitbits, broadcasting from Be Live, as Nick and I always do. So we'll take that away, and that brings us down to the three of us. The scene on the right-hand side is of the garden, not my garden, neighbour's garden. And over to Corinda, and Corinda is saying, "Oh, he's got a new Brio and a
Oh,
Microsoft Livecam." That's not a Nexigo. I mean, the whole point of this, Corinda, is you actually buy the cameras that we're showing. No, we're going to show the Brio later, obviously. No, well done, Corinda,
brilliant.
and enjoy broadcasting with them. Although we were just talking earlier, Nick and I, that you can't always do what you want because some cameras conflict with other cameras. So, in terms of the number of cameras you can have on screen at the same time, I would say two, Nick, just two cameras, because after that, it gets a bit
It does.
fiddly.
I'll be honest. I do three at the moment,
All right, okay.
but with touch wood, without any or too much difficulty.
Right. So is one of those the internal camera?
No. So it's the three: the Mevo, the
Yeah.
C920, and the Nexigo.
Right. Do you swap between them?
I do. Ah, I do. But you know what? I might test it later, Stephen. I think the other day I had the Mevo and the C920 on at the same time.
Right.
My issue was that I couldn't. Sometimes the Mevo doesn't like being loud into the Be Live studio if I've got the other cameras plugged in. I unplug the other cameras, I switch the Mevo on, bring that in, plug the other two cameras in, and they're all there. So
Right.
it's a weird little scenario, but it all works.
Well, I've found that I can't have the C920X and the Brio on at the same time, and I can't have the Overspot 4K and the Overspot 1080. Over to Grinda again. Can't wait for the quiz. What we're doing today? Can we do history? No, we can't do history because we're doing movies, Grinda. But thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah. Have you watched us before, Corinda?
Yeah, Monday's the movie quiz. Okay, yeah. And we do the movie quiz because Nick and I got 10 out of 10 last week.
Yeah, we're flying.
We want to try and do the same this week. So thank you for watching us, and thank you for watching on Nick's Amazon page. To everybody who's watching live on my Amazon page, thank you. And now the quiz. Shall we bring the quiz in? Well, before we do that, I just want to take over just for a second. This last weekend, we went, just let me do this properly. Okay. Angelica and I went to stay with Katie, Angelica's daughter, and Satish. We went to Healey Literary Festival. Now, the idea of the festival is that authors talk about their books. And the first author we went to see, because we always got souvenirs, first author we went to see, I'm just going to put it on screen if I can, because I've got autofocus on, is Robert Harris. With
yes.
The Act of Oblivion. And we saw Robert Sunday lunchtime, 12 o'clock, and he was telling us all about this book. And then after that, just a minute, let's see if we can get it. He actually signed the book. So collector's item now. There can only be a few thousand of these anywhere. And now we've got to read the book. So don't ask me what the book's about yet, because I haven't started reading it. But I'm thinking of doing a book show with authors whose books I've got and have been signed. But that was 12 o'clock. And then at 4 o'clock, there's a theatre in Healey, and on stage, literally on stage, commanding the stage, taking over the stage and telling a story for an hour, was Floella Benjamin.
Oh, wow.
And you have got to see her live. I mean, it's Baroness Floella Benjamin, and she told her story from coming from the West Indies many years ago, and she's just awesome, absolutely awesome. And of course, she also, just a minute, she also signed the book. So there you are. What a weekend that was. What a weekend that was. And out to Nick, who's actually commenting. So let's take Nick's comments before we move on. I might come back to the book later. And Nick's saying, thank you, Corinda. Although your N on your keyboard's not working. And don't forget to follow. Okay, that's a fair comment. So we do know that comments are actually coming in from your page. If you would like to, if you're watching on my Amazon Live page and you would like to help us test something, then if you could put a single comment on my page, and I will try and show it on screen. Corinda, if you want to hop over there, I'll quite quietly do the same. Okay, so
good thinking.
We'll bring Floella and Robert back later, but for the moment, it's not the history quiz, it's the movie quiz. So let's hide that. And if we go like this, theoretically, and then I go like that, it worked. Okay, so we've got the movie quiz on top. So I'm going to put it full screen so we can all see it. And Corinda's coming, testing on Facebook. Facebook's fine. We know. Thank you, Corinda.
Good man.
Yeah. I'm going to put it full screen. And right, we need a topic, Nick.
Okay. How about awards? Up to the top.
Awards it is. Okay, so we've picked awards. And then we need... right, okay.
Oh, damn. Whoops.
All right, Oscar songs, Oscar winners, best actor.
Oh,
best actor.
Not? Oscar songs.
Oh, right, okay. Do you want to go 80 to 2009?
Yes,
subtle
please.
Hint. Okay.
Did I answer that too quickly?
Right, okay. Topic is, guess which song won the Academy Award for Best Song in the 1980s, 1990s, or the 2000s? Now, I'm going to read the odd questions, and Nick is going to read the even questions. Whilst we're thinking of the answer, Nick and I will actually demonstrate something that's in our carousel.
Ooh.
That's the way it works. So 10 questions, 10 items, 5 from me, 5 from Nick. Let's go. Question 1. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song of 2009? Now, remember, it was awarded in 2010. And the options are Take It All by 9. Wait a minute. Take It All, the film was 9. The Weary Kind, the film was Crazy Heart. I think I'm getting this right. Almost There, The Princess and the Frog, or Down in New Orleans, The Princess and the Frog. Yeah, okay, let's take Corinda's comment, because Corinda's... All right, Corinda. Corinda, we're going to tell you basically how awesome you are, because last week we could get the comments from Nick's Amazon page, but not from mine. This is the first time ever that a comment has come from both our pages into the Be Live studio and been able to show it on screen. So we can show your comment that you made on Nick's page, and we can show the comment that you made on my page. Historic moment, Corinda. Well played.
Well done.
Okay. Right. Talking about historic moments, Nick, do you have something to show us?
I do. And I'm going to kick it off in the carousel, and it's the camera that I'm looking at right now. So you can't actually see it, but this is the Mevo Start camera. Because you can't see the camera, I'll show you what it looks like on the app on my phone. So you can see this is me. And the reason this is such a cool camera is because it's a wireless live streaming camera that allows us to live stream anywhere we want to. The beauty about having a wireless live streaming camera is that we can go to where the action is actually taking place, be that in a church or school or sports arena, in a presentation in our offices, anywhere we like, we can actually go there and actually catch the story live, and then we can live stream it. Now, I know what you're thinking, Nick, yeah, but we can do that on the phone anyway. You can, that's true. However, with this Mevo Start live streaming camera, it's not only a streaming camera, it's a streaming studio too. So we can simultaneously live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, Vimeo. I think using NDI, we can actually stream directly onto Zoom as well. And I've used it on a Zoom call only yesterday. And so, yeah, you can live stream anywhere. But it's even better than that, because it's also got RTMP, real-time messaging protocol. And that means we can live stream it absolutely anywhere. We can live stream it to Amazon. We can live stream it to our websites. We can live stream it to multiple places. And that is the beauty, or one of the great beauties, of this camera. It has got an amazing 6-hour battery life. It's got a built-in microphone. And actually, I'll show you what the microphone sounds like in 2 secs. It's got an amazing Sony lens f2.8. Now, I was looking up because I was trying to get the actual specifications. And on one of the website, it says it's got a 76-degree field of vision. And another one said it had an 86-degree. But that's basically what it is. So that's what it is in its full glory. But this is the beauty. So on its intelligent app, we can zoom in just by a touch of our finger. We can move around. We've got facial recognition, but we've also got facial tracking. So we can set ourselves up. And if we move around, don't worry, we're always going to be positioned exactly where we want to be. We have full control over our audio. We can have the Yeti plugged in it. We can have the microphone plugged in. Absolutely amazing. We've got control over our lighting. So we've got some preset filters, as you can see. Super duper stuff. But then we've got outdoor, indoor lights. So much control. We can control the iOS as well. Absolutely amazing. Exposure. Absolutely amazing. All the white balance, hue, saturation, all there. Now, here's some clever little bits here. It comes with 28 days free access to Vimeo Producer. And actually, if you just had the yearly subscription, I think it's only about $11 a month. So it's super, super good. And that's what allows us to live stream to the multiple locations at the same time. But also with that, we can also upload video straight to Vimeo as well, which is a nice little feature. We've got NDI settings. We can have HEVC. We can make it a wired webcam. So much you can do with this camera. Now, when we're on BeLive, we can put in our overlays and our countdown timer and our lower thirds. You can do that here too, just by a little click of a button. We've got these different little lower thirds. So we just say yes to that. So just tick on the little arrow saying yes. Suddenly we've got a little lower third. Now, where I'm looking at it, that looks back to front, but I'm pretty certain, and Corinda, you might be able to confirm this, that is saying Nick Wood around the right way. So yeah, we've got the lower thirds. We can also add in all sorts of the countdown timer. Let's do that just to prove it. So we can have a countdown timer for if we want to go live and we're counting down. So all these things, and that's what I'm saying. It is a studio. It is not just a camera. It is absolutely amazing. So I just need to turn those things off, otherwise I'll get confused. And it's as simple as just clicking the little red buttons, agreeing, and everything comes off. So easy to use. Now you can use it easily with one camera. You get a big discount if you buy 3 cameras, and again, you can use all 3 cameras all on the same app. It just gives you that professional, and it's seriously, guys, it is a professional live streaming broadcast kit for a tiny price compared to what you could be paying. I mean, normally this sort of kit would cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. This you can get all for just under $1,000. And what I've been saying to people recently, particularly businessmen, and they're now understanding, and that is, yes, you do lots of training, you've got presentations, you've got training that you want to put out to your staff, and everyone these days is at least partially working from home. So over the intranet, it is ideal. You can live stream your training, have someone doing it, or do it yourself, because it is so simple to control all on your own. And then you can just live stream it directly out to your intranet, out to your company's website, out to your social media. It is so powerful. Now, if you're out and about, and sometimes you're always pinging the same cell tower or trying to use the same Wi-Fi hotspot, you're going to be all draining that bit rate. You're covered if there's anything goes wrong, because we've got an SD card in the back. You have to buy it separately. But I've got one in the carousel, a couple in the carousel. And these ones, this means that you get a 1080 high definition recording directly from the camera. So whatever happens, you've got that amazing recording. And if you've got 3 cameras, you're going to have all 3 recordings beautifully saved. And so you can then just upload them and they'll be fantastic. It is an absolute work of art, this camera, and comes with the standard tripod mount, but then there's a little setting you just adjust and withdraw, and that's then a universal mic stand mount as well. It is amazing. Very quickly, Stephen, just at the last bit, I'll show you. I'm using the Purple Panda that I'll talk about in a little minute, but let's see what the camera sounds like. So now I've switched to the Mevo Start, and it's probably going to sound a little more tinny because I'm in a room which has not got great acoustics, and the camera is backed up to a wall. So, but I'm about, I don't know, 2 foot away from it. So I'm not the ideal place. Apparently, and I've not tested this yet, but we can operate the camera from a good 100 feet away. So we've got plenty of space, So you've got all 3, you can have different angles and use them all at the same time. It is absolutely a brilliant camera, and I know Corinda's got one.
Corinda's got one of everything. Talking of Corinda, Corinda is asking the question: how many Mevo cameras do you have, Nick? It seems like you've got thousands.
No. Right now I've only got the one Mevo Start. There will be 2 coming very shortly, but then also iPad and also a GoPro 10.
I've got the Mevo Start on my wish list, as you know. Corinda's been busy whilst you've been demonstrating. Corinda's saying, I love it. So he loves the Mevo. And I'm going to guess the first one on the quiz. So let's go for it, Corinda. What are you going to guess? You may be wrong.
That's
But
okay,
then again,
Corinda.
you may be right. And he's on it. And Corinda again, if 372, yep. And then you're saying the Nick Wood text is the right way around. So there you go. And final comment from Corinda at the moment is, right, we've done that.
Cool.
So all of which brings us back to the quiz and question number 1. Now, bearing in mind that we actually got 10 out of 10 last week, we're off to, well, I've got, Nick, have you any inkling as to what the answer could be? Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song in 2009? The award was in 2010. Was it Take It All from the film 9, The Weary Kind from Crazy Heart, Almost There from The Princess and the Frog, or Down in New Orleans from The Princess and the Frog? So we've got 2 songs from The Princess and the Frog. And is Corinda going to take a...
So Corinda's going to Take It All. 9.
Take It All.
To be honest, I have absolutely no idea. I don't think I've even heard of these films.
Right. I've heard of the films, but I haven't actually seen them. Right. What we're going to do, Nick? Do we go with Corinda?
Well, if no one's got another idea, then
all right.
Yeah, I guess
nobody else is guessing at the moment on my Amazon page with no guesses, just apart from Corinda. So Corinda, we're going to take the song that you suggested, which is Take It All from 9. 3, 2, 1, Nick.
Go for it.
Unfortunate, Corinda. Unfortunate. I just want to, before we go to question number 2, come back to Nick and me, and I'm going to put this on the screen so that people know what you're actually watching. And I'm going to go like this. Nick, you're not going to believe this. You won't believe this, but I've just been over to the Discover page on Amazon Live, and guess what?
We're on featured.
We're on. Guess what? How many times are we on? Twice. Yeah,
Hey.
we're on the Amazon Discover page twice. once with Lights, Camera, Action, and the second time with live video production. So we're on the page twice. And of course, when the show finishes, when the other shows finish, we might even get up to the top slot. So I've recorded that for posterity.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, now whilst I go and rummage in my storeroom, it's question number 2, Nick.
Okay, question number 2. I can't believe we've got our first question wrong. So we're setting that bar nice and low, everybody. Okay, so which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 2004, so awarded in 2005? Was it Accidentally in Love from Shrek 2? Al Lado del Rio, the Motorcycle Diaries. Oh, really?
Okay.
Vous ton chemin, the chorus, and Learn to be Lonely, the Phantom of the Opera.
Well, I think we've definitely got French in there, and we've also got, is that Portuguese?
It could be. It sounds a bit like,
yeah,
that's going to be Portuguese, or maybe, yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't help. Corinda's saying I have no ideas.
Well, Corinda, you're not alone on that. We have no idea either, but we'll battle on and we'll see what we can do. Okay, now, as you all know, I spent the weekend in Healey. I got back an hour and a half ago, and I'm trying to get round my store. And we're going to start off with, down in the carousel, and I'm going to highlight it, are Aftershokz Aeropex. And this is the beautiful carrying case from Aftershokz. And these are my new favorite headphones. And if I take them out, basically, I started a new regime last week, which is to go out every day during the week at 11:30 and walk for 90 minutes. And I've discovered something, that if you're listening to music on your Aftershocks Aeropex, you actually work harder than if you're just strolling, because you're concentrating on the music. So basically, what you do, and it's simple and straightforward, he said, just give me a second to actually set this up, is that you actually pair, I'm going to my phone, connections, and go to Bluetooth. Okay, you actually pair the headphones, which appear on there as Aeropex by Aftershocks. You just pair them, and then you can go to Amazon Music and you can play your favorite music whilst you're walking, running, jogging, or cycling. Now, these are made for walking, running, jogging, and cycling because they do not go in your ear canal. These are over your ear, and you listen to the music basically because the vibrations go through your skull and then go to your inner ear. Now, if you listen through your outer ear, the music goes to your inner ear as well. So it's the same route. It ends up in the same place. Now, it's not hi-fi, but it is very high quality, as I can attest, because I did 4 walks last week, an hour and a half each time, doing about 4 to 5 miles a time. And the music was flawless. But the thing is that whilst I was walking out and about, Angelica's with me. Angelica's got her music. She's got her Aftershocks. And Angelica's not listening to the same music as I do. She's more likely to listen to Rammstein than listen to Simon and Garfunkel. So that said, we both walked faster than we would do if we weren't listening to music, because she concentrated on music. But the thing is, we could actually turn and talk to each other. We could hear each other because our ears are not blocked by earbuds. Now, in terms of that, we could actually hear the traffic all around us. And that's why we headed off-road, so that we didn't have the traffic to listen to. We could listen to the music instead. And the third thing is that if somebody comes up behind you quietly, say a cyclist, then you can hear them come up behind you. So in other words, your hearing is not impaired. The other thing is that if you normally wear an hearing aid, then you can leave that in and put the Aftershocks on, and you can hear the music clear, and you've heard it for years. And that's a story told to me by my good friend Peter Stewart in Aberdeen, because he runs a cycling group, and a lady in the group wears a hearing aid, and she tried Peter's Aftershocks, and she was blown away by it. So sound quality. Now, they are waterproof. Nick and I live in the UK, so having something which is waterproof is a darn good idea. Yeah, because it rains. Okay. Now, fortunately, it's not rained for the past couple of days, but it does rain quite a bit. These are waterproof. Not that you go swimming with them. You don't go swimming with them, but you can go out in the rain and you can listen to music or your favorite podcast whilst you're walking, running, jogging, or cycling. They have controls. Basically, you can increase and decrease the volume. You can skip to the next track. You can take a phone call. You can make a phone call with voice dial. So these ideal. The beauty of them, though, is you actually forget that you're wearing them. They're only 26 grams. And as my good friend John Upton in Solihull pointed out, a bag of crisps weighs more than these headphones. Now, when I say crisps, I actually mean chips. Okay. So in the UK, we say crisps. In the States, chips. So I think we're on the same page with that. But basically, these are ideal headphones for walking, running, jogging, and cycling. They're in the carousel at the moment. They're $129.99. They're the second pair of Aftershocks that I've had. And I just love the quality. Yeah, I mean, I've read reviews on these, and they've been very well reviewed in terms of the sound quality, the quality of construction, and I can attest to that. They are well engineered. They're very stylish. You can have other colors apart from this. Yeah, just click the link in the carousel, go to the Aeropex page, and that will give you all the Aftershocks. There's a range of Aftershocks from $60 upwards, and you can make your choice. And you're getting a similar thing, but these are sort of top of the range. And I'm just enjoying using them and using them every single day, combined with my phone. And of course, as you'll see later, with my Fitbit Charge 5. I read an awesome review about the Fitbit Charge 5 this weekend. It said It's quite this. It said this is the best Fitbit there's ever been. So look forward to the Fitbit shortly. But for the moment, the Aftershocks headphones, high quality sound. You can hear everything going on around you. You can carry on a conversation. You can hear the traffic. You can hear somebody behind you. They're waterproof. Did I say that? I probably repeated myself, but it's worth repeating because these are the best headphones that I've ever had, and I forget I'm wearing them. So back to us, and back to. I don't want to come back because I'm enjoying talking about the headphones, and I don't want to go with question 2, but we've got to. We're here to actually answer the questions. So let's bring back the question. And Nick, would you like to read it again?
Well, with great difficulty. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 2004? So awarded in 2005. Is it Accidentally in Love from Shrek 2? Is it Al Otro Lado del Rio, The Motorcycle Diaries? Vois sur ton chemin.
Vois sur ton chemin.
Yeah, still not happening.
Like that.
The chorus. Or is it Learn to be Lonely, The Phantom of the Opera? Now, can I just say one thing or two things, actually, and this probably isn't going to help, but I don't think Shrek 2 and The Phantom of the Opera were in 2004.
Ah, right, okay. Well, that is very pertinent. So that cuts it down a little bit. Well, I'm going to go for, because it's my turn to plump.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Al Otro Lado del Rio.
Really?
Best original. I'm going to go for it.
Go for it. Go for it.
Go for it. Okay, let's go for it.
Oh, Stephen Healey, you god.
Right. Okay.
Did you know
that was purely and simply just a guess. But never mind. We're not saying that. Which song won the question 3? Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1998, awarded in 1999? A Soft Place to Fall from The Horse Whisperer, starring Robert Redford?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. When You Believe from The Princess of Egypt? I Don't Want to Miss a Thing from Armageddon? Or That'll Do from Babe Pig in the City? Choices. Corinda, if you know the answer, please type it in on my page or Nick's page. Nick, what do you have to show us?
Yeah, please, Corinda, type it in, because if I'm guessing, it's not going to be pretty. Okay, right. Well, this I'm going to have next up is the Purple Panda microphone, Lavalier microphone kit. And this is the one I'm wearing now. So, you know, if I've got my Mevo, I can I've got Mevo Purple Panda combo going on without actually having to plug it into the back of the Mevo, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so this is it. I wanted to buy a lapel mic. I've got several, but the reason I actually bought it was I wanted to take some video up in the north of England using my GoPro Hero 4, but with some actual decent audio, because it's not particularly good. So I bought this for a very good reason. It has this little attachment that comes with it, and what happens is I can open up my Hero 4. Oh, you see, now when I get the Hero 10, I won't have to open it up, will I? And probably won't need the lavalier microphone either. But you can open it up, and we've got some little sockets in there, and that just sits in there. Other end goes into the microphone, and that allowed me to then shoot some video while I'm walking around Digley Reservoir. So on my show, I show you a little clip, but it worked really well. And the reason we have these lapel microphones is it just gives us a better sound. Now, if you're watching earlier, I gave you a little demo about how it was different using the Mevo's own built-in microphone because it's sitting facing a wall, and I'm in not a very good acoustic room here. But with the Lavalier Purple Panda lapel mic, I think I'm absorbing a lot of the sound, and it's picking up my voice really beautifully. So apart from being able to then record with my Hero 4, I should have used. I was too excited. See, I used it exactly as it is with the little cover on that it's got, but I should have used the dead cat. It's not a real dead cat. Don't you worry, children. It's all good. It's left this little fluffy windshield. It would have looked really good too. So I'd take that element off, pop the windshield on, and that will take away all that nasty windy noise. Now, if you're looking at this, click it in the carousel and go down to the review section, and you will be amazed at how many motorbike vloggers are using this very kit, because that little windshield works a treat. Apparently, you still get the sound of the engine, but you also get the sound of their crisp voice as well. It sounds awesome. So if you're a biking vlogger, you definitely want this piece of kit as well. Now, on this little element here, it is just under 5 foot of cable going into the Mac, and it's going into the Mac via a USB converter. Otherwise, we could just pop it onto the phone or something like that. But yes, that's how it's going into the Mac. But then also, it has an extension cable, because that won't be long enough, particularly if you're on your motorbike as well. And so you've got an extra extension cable here too, and that is literally just under 10 foot. So pretty much you've got 15 feet of cable to plug into your lavalier microphone. Okay, now also it comes with the little mouth guard there, voice guard there, and also got a nice spare clip as well, because you always, these little clips, they're normally very, very good, but every now and again you might lose one and it comes detached. And that is pretty much it for this piece of kit, but it just really does make your audio sound so much better. And if we're going around, one of the things that I've got on the website, oh, sorry, not on the website, but on the YouTube channel, is an element of teach what you know. So make money of what you know. So you just need to be know 1% more than someone else, and you'll be the expert. And I was telling someone said the other day, "Oh, really?" I said, "Trust me." I said, "If you have a golf lesson, they'll teach you how to hold the club." I said, "And if you've never had a golf lesson, then someone who doesn't know how to hold the club, you know 1% more than them. You can teach them that." And so when we do these sorts of things, we want good audio, because we're going to be massively people will be massively more forgiving of good audio than they are of video. And a good example of this is, so if you're watching on Amazon and you've probably hit the microphone or the Mevo in the carousel, and that's taken you to another page, you're probably reading that whilst you're listening to myself or to Stephen. And that's the thing. If you've got good audio, you can get away with absolutely loads. So this is now my favorite microphone. I can't believe I said that. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell the Yeti. Yeah, I mean, I got to admit, I love my Blue Yeti, but now this, I think, is just working so much better. Unless I've got to get up and walk around, I'm sticking with this. It really works well. There's no batteries. It's just plug and play, and it sounds great. So.
Okay, right. Now, at this point, we can actually show our audience, hopefully, if I get rid of that. Yeah, I've caught up. You've seen it.
Well done.
There you are.
Nice.
It's beautiful and purple, isn't it?
It is. In fact, actually, there was one angry user left a review saying they thought the windshield could have been a bit more purple.
Right. Okay. Working is a good idea as well. I mean, that's basically what you're looking for in a microphone, is that it actually works.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's repeat question 3 of our movie quiz. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1998, awarded in 1999? And the options are A Soft Place to Fall from The Horse Whisperer, When You Believe from The Prince of Egypt, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing from Armageddon, and That'll Do from Babe, Pig in the City.
Well, Stephen,
what do you think?
Have you got an idea? I think I know.
You think you know?
I know. A bold statement to make.
No. Go with it. If you're watching on Nick's Amazon page or my Amazon page, do help us here, because
Yeah.
We'll take the help we can get.
Because
So
we're in trouble. Now, I've seen The Horse Whisperer, and that was a beautiful film, but I don't think
yeah,
I saw it at the cinema in 1998. I think it's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Armageddon.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
No, Prince of Egypt.
oh,
Okay.
really? Disney's. Oh,
Right.
should have been
Question
Aerosmith.
4.
Oh,
Question 4.
okay, question 4 then. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1984, awarded in 1985? And I do think I know this one. Was it Ghostbusters for Ghostbusters? Was it I Just Called to Say I Love You, The Woman in Red? Was it Against All Odds from the film Against All Odds? Or was it Footloose from Footloose? So there's your 4 choices. Ghostbusters, Against All Odds, Footloose, or I Just Called to Say I Love You from The Woman in Red. 1984.
Right. I'm scooting now through my yes, featured item now. You're actually watching. Featured item is the Logitech Brio camera, which you're looking at right now. Now, I got Logitech Brio because I was interested in 4K. And Logitech Brio is a 4K camera. We're broadcasting to you, Nick and I, in 720. Next up is 1080, and then 4K is through the roof. Now, 720 is DVD quality. 1080 is high definition, and 4K is just awesome. If you get the camera today, the Logitech Brio, you're getting tried and tested technology from Newark in California, which is where the Swiss American Logitech company are based. I could have asked Alexa that, couldn't I? And
it's not too late.
It's not too late. Alexa, who are Logitech?
According to Wikipedia, Logitech International SA is a Swiss-American multinational manufacturer of computer peripherals and software, with headquarters in Lausanne, Switzerland, and Newark, California.
Hey,
The
right.
company has offices throughout Europe.
Alexa, stop. So we've confirmed that Logitech is from Newark in California. And we go to our friend, Mr. John Upton, who's in Solihull, who's saying, oh, thank you, John. We need all the help we can get. Thank you so much. So John has got an answer to the question, and we'll come back to the question momentarily. Now, I got the Logitech Brio 4K because I wanted to broadcast in 4K. And we say hello to from Sony. Oh, wait a minute. This was bound to happen at some point. We have Mr. John Upton from Solihull in England. We have Mr. Kelly Shoddy from Sarnia in Ontario, and they've got different answers. If the two of you could go and have a messenger chat and then come back with the one that you're actually going to agree on, then that would be most helpful. Otherwise, we have to choose between Solihull and Sarnia. Okay. Now, I got this camera so I could actually broadcast in 4K. Now, if you get the camera, you can broadcast in 4K, not from your browser, but if you get OBS, you can add the Brio camera to OBS. You can then set your destination to YouTube, your resolution to 4K, which is somewhere up there, and you can broadcast in 4K to YouTube. Now, people can watch you in 4K, and people can watch the replay in 4K. Thank you, YouTube, because that's free. OBS is free. So you bought the camera and you can broadcast in 4K anytime you want on YouTube, and the quality is astounding. It is night and day, the difference between the two. The camera itself is currently perched on top of my BenQ monitor, which is also down the stand. That's an awesome 27-inch screen, which is a bit bigger than the one on my Microsoft Surface Book 2. So it's perched on top of my monitor. It's looking straight at me, and I'm looking straight at it, which means I'm looking straight at you. If you want to be better on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, then do look at the camera, because that means that you're actually looking at people who are taking part in the same call as you, and it's the way that we all learn to broadcast eventually. Sometimes we forget, but most of the time we actually get it right. It has twin microphones with noise cancellation built in. So if you think that you're broadcasting on Zoom and your dog starts to bark, then nobody will hear the dog apart from you because the noise cancelling microphones. In addition to that, it's just Logitech are world renowned for making quality cameras. I've had the Logitech C920 for 7 years. I've had the Brio for 2 years. I've not had a single problem with them. They simply work out the box. Now, the Brio can actually see 90 degrees, which is that angle there. Okay. And it can see in an arc around there. Okay. That's the way it's set up. But with the whenever you get a new mobile phone or a new webcam, do get the software. And if you get the software, you've got control over the camera. Now, I've got the software on my desktop now. It's called Logitech Capture. And you just need to go to logitech.com and you can download it and put it on your desktop. And you can go down. I'm using the controls. I can go down. I can go back up. Okay. I can go up too far and then come down again. I can go left. I can go right. Right. Too far right. I'm actually showing you too much over there. So I'm going to come back again. But the power of it is in the zoom. Now, if I zoom out, you're actually going to see that this is not a brick wall. If I go once, twice, and then go to the software and go to 90 degrees, you're now looking at my office. Okay. And you can see behind me is a photography backdrop, which looks like a wall. And if I'm zoomed in, it looks even more like a wall. Behind that, you've got the green screen. So I've got control of the camera because I've got the software. And you should get the software, because if you don't get the software, this is what you'd look like on camera. And you're only using a small percentage of the power of the camera. Nick earlier showed you the software that Mevo do for the Mevo camera. I'm showing you the software that controls not only the Brio, but the 920, 922, 925, 930. It can, and the C270 Corinda, which is one of the cameras that Corinda's got. Although Corinda did tell us you've got 2 new cameras today, including the Brio. So Corinda will be downloading software tonight to control his Brio camera. I've no doubt about that. But the whole point about this is you're in control. Once you've got Logitech Capture software from Logitech, you can take control. And if I go to the software and I zoom in once, twice, and go to 78 degrees, yeah, this is me. I'm happy. If I go to 65 degrees, I'm too big. Okay. I'm preferred to be on 78. 90 degrees is too wide. 78 degrees is pretty darn good. Now, the other thing that the camera has is if I go here, back to this thing. The other thing the camera has is autofocus. And if I move Floella nearer to the screen, and Floella and I had a chat yesterday and about her book, What You're Doing Here. And you can see it's actually concentrating on the book and not on me. So that's autofocus, which is built into the camera. It is a static camera. Later, I'm going to show you the Oberspot, which is not a static camera, but it sits on top of your monitor. It's got 90-degree view, and it just simply works. It's a high quality, high resolution camera. You can go 4K on YouTube. You can go 1080 on Facebook and Twitch if you want. Via RTMP, you can go anywhere you like, as Nick said earlier. So that is the Logitech Brio, all of which brings us back to the quiz question, for which we have 2 answers. And Nick and I are in a quandary as to which of the 2 answers is right. Do you want to read the question again, Nick, while we ponder?
Yeah, for sure. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1984, awarded in 1985? Was it Ghostbusters, for Ghostbusters? Was it I Just Called to Say I Love You, The Woman in Red? Was it Against All Odds? Or was it Footloose? And we've got Kelly saying Woman in Red and John saying Footloose. And I'll be honest, well, Against All Odds, that used to be me and my girlfriend at the time. That was our tune. So I think I'd have remembered if that got an Oscar. I've got to admit, I'm with Kelly on this. I think I Just Called to Say I Love You. The Woman in Red, Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Is
Okay.
my backing.
Right. Let's do it then. Well played, Nick. Well played, Kelly. Hooray!
Well done, Kelly.
Okay. Question 5 then. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1995? Was it You Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story, Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas, Dead Man Walking from Dead Man Walking, or Have You Ever Really from Don Juan DeMarco? Well, Nick, what we thinking? Can you rescue us?
Absolutely no idea whatsoever. So I'm going to go back and talk about what I love talking about, and that is, and I know Stephen's probably got his as well, but I'm going to talk about my phone because I like to talk about video, and this was the reason that I upgraded my old iPhone 6S Plus, first iPhone to have video stabilization technology. That's why I bought it in the first place, and I kept it all the way through. Didn't want a 7, didn't want an 8, didn't want a 9, an X11. Nah. The 12 Pro though, oh yes, we'll have a bit of this. This is Apple, and I think I'm right in saying Apple's best selling iPhone to date. One of the big reasons, and it's one of these things, you know, I used to be big onto Android, but when you go Mac and you have the ease of everything talking to each other, you then stick with what you know. And so I find myself tied in. I do like Apple, but tied into Apple and iPhone. But this is the first iPhone that actually had not just digital zoom, but optical zoom as well. So it's got a 2 times in, 2 times out telephoto lenses, but it still has the 10 times digital zoom as well. It also has this AI bionic chip inside it, which allows it to have this crisping thing that it does. I don't know the technical term for it, crisping, image crisping, but also what it does have is LiDAR. So this is Apple's way of making it shoot in low light and ultra low light conditions. Basically, it pings a little laser beam, I believe, so it can see exactly how far away everything is. Goodness knows what it does with that data, other than it then brings it all together and we get some great low light shots. Now, I was able to test this, and I believe John, if John's still watching, he might know where this is because it's going to be up near him. My nephew got married, bless him, in November last year in Coombe Abbey, which is a lovely hotel converted abbey up in Coventry in the Midlands in the UK. Now, as the name might suggest, Abbey, it's not going to have some brilliant windows and massive great lighting. So everything inside was all fluorescent and pretty low lit, very moody and beautiful for a wedding. Not so clever when you actually want to take some pictures and videos. However, and I promise you, my expectation was not in the least anywhere near high. I thought, oh, let's give it a go. Oh my goodness. This absolutely came into its own. It shot and recorded incredible 4K video. It took some beautiful photos that I would argue were as good, if not better, than the professional photographer. Don't tell her I said that. The boys use. I would say it was on a par for sure. It worked absolutely beautifully. Now, when you're it shoots in 4K ultra high definition. What else can I tell you about it? It's got super slow-mo, and when you're using high definition, what you want is an ultra high definition screen. And so this is an HDR screen as well. So at least when you're recording or when you're actually playing back, so if you're on YouTube, hey, we're probably all Amazon Prime members, and don't forget Amazon Prime Day, 11th and 12th of October, and we got some pre-Prime Day deals that you can access as well. So yeah, we're probably all streaming streaming movies, TV shows from Amazon Prime that are in 4K or high definition. If you're doing it to your phone, that would be the perfect place to see it. Also, for you gamers out there, I know you love your gaming. Now I meant to look up how many nits it had, and I think it's got 1,200 nits. I'm not sure what that means, but it means that it's very good. Does it have a back button. No buttons on the. Oh well, yeah. I mean, actually, that will be a button. That can be a button if you switch it on. Won't work for me, I don't think, because I've got a cover on it. But you can certainly use that as a back button. Little sneaky thing that iPhone do. Or do you have to swipe everything? I'm not sure I swipe everything. Tell you what I do know, and that is in the camera settings, you can actually set the editing settings to RAW, so you can get full control over what you're editing. It's also got a fast charger, so you get the actually I've got it in the carousel as well. I haven't got it to hand. But also you've got a fast lightning to 3.5 jack that you can put your headphones in, but also you have a charger with the lightning charger, and that you can drop it down to like 1% and it'll charge up to full in just over 60 minutes. Super fast. And yeah, it is a great phone. The battery life normally on an iPhone, you're a bit the battery life doesn't last that well. This is 2 years old now and it is still as good as it was when I first bought it. And I think that's because I drain the battery all the time and then charge it up on that fast charge. Don't get me wrong, you can make phone calls, you can scroll your social media, you can pick up your emails as well. It's 5G, 4G, whichever GG you'd like. I just love it. It's a great phone. And if you're into your iPhones, I'll go for it. Kelly's saying, my daughter bought the iPhone 14 Pro Max and changed it for the Samsung. Yeah, no, I tell you what, I would say I've seen the iPhone 14 specs, and in my other shows, I say, don't bother, wait, because I think this is just as good still. Or I don't think the iPhone 14 is sufficiently advanced for me personally to upgrade. But then you're talking to a man who took years to upgrade from his 6S Plus. But I think depends what you want to use it for. But I think this is great. The iPhone 13 had this movie cinematic button, but you could do the same with the 12 Pro. You just have to know where to look. So yeah, so that is it. That's the iPhone 12 Pro, and that is in the carousel now for the cheapest I've ever seen it, $614. You see, now when that came out, what was that, $1,700-$1,800 2 years ago? That's what I love about Apple. They constantly innovate, they constantly upgrade, and so it constantly brings the price of some fantastic kit, makes it much more affordable and makes it much more easy to buy. But yeah, I would say if you didn't have one of these, I would have one. Totally. I live my life with it. There you go, Stephen. What a lovely picture, reconditioned. And that the reconditioning guarantee is that the battery will always be 80% at least of its pre-charge, or it will hold 80% of its pre-charge.
Right. We've got a comment coming in, which will be shown automatically from Amazon, and it's what? Azultan, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the comment. What? We don't know which what you're referring to. And we say hello to watching us live and liking our show today. Kelly Sade from Sarnia. Tan, just a minute, I need to put my reading glasses on, Nick, otherwise I'll not see a thing. Tran Gear, and also Mr. Daniel Meyer is watching us today. And Mamoon. So thank you, gentlemen and ladies, for actually watching us today. I can take my reading glasses off, but we're back to the quiz, really. And the quiz question is, okay, let's read it one more time, see if it makes any more sense. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song 1995, awarded in 1996, of course? Was it You Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story, Colors of the Wind by Pocahontas, Dead Man Walking from Dead Man Walking, or Have You Ever Really from Don Juan DeMarco? Right,
come on, everyone, go for it. Hey, Jim Ziegler has joined us. Jim, you'll know this. You're a music.
Your reading glasses on, Stephen, and Toy Story. All right, so the theme from Toy Story.
You got a friend in me.
You got a friend in me.
Really, Jim?
I'm not. It's the year's about right. I've got to say, for Toy Story, because I remember we went to actually see it in Coventry. We took the two boys to Coventry, and as a family, we went to watch Toy Story. Now the boys weren't much interested in it, but Doreen and I really enjoyed it. So
I'm with the boys on that, to be honest.
Do you have anything to trump? You got a friend, Nick?
No, hand on heart, no. I thought it might have been Have You Ever Really, but that is, I'd go with Jim. Jim knows more about this sort of thing than me.
Right. So we're going to go with from Coventry. You've got a. What was your
Pocahontas?
No. Right. Question number 6, Nick. I think we better move on.
Yeah. Oh, Kelly, that was you were 2 seconds too slow. Probably trying to find the back button on the iPhone 14. Okay. Question number 6. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1980? Oh, we got a good jump here. Was it 9 to 5 from 9 to 5? Was it Fame from Fame? Was it People Alone, the competition? Or Out Here on My Own? Again, Fame. Oh, yeah. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song?
Colours of the Wind.
Yeah, that was just too late, Kelly. That was the right answer.
Over to Jim. Jim's in Atlanta, Georgia. Oh no, says Jim. And you've got a chance to redeem yourself, Jim. Fame is what Jim's suggestion. And again, we've got 2 answers from friends, so anything can happen.
I know. I'm with Kelly on that. Sorry, right. Jim.
Nick, do you have the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra in your carousel?
I certainly do. It's always in there. I refer to our Monday show where Stephen discusses it.
Right. Okay. So Kelly earlier was saying my daughter bought the iPhone 14 Pro Max, then changed it for the Samsung S22 Ultra Pro. So it's time for, if I go here and go, I've got to go do I go forwards or back?
Oh, here's a question.
I'm going to talk about it. I think, just a minute, I'm trying to find it. So if I switch Nick's camera off and I take myself off screen. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra mentioned by Kelly. And my reason for mentioning the phone, and Kelly's now saying, got to give Dolly Parton. Right, okay. So it's Dolly Parton versus Fame. When we come to the question, we've got to think about that. Okay, indeed. Right, so we'll come to the quiz in a minute. Before that, we have an advertisement. And the advertisement is because we do the quiz around the product, and the product is, if I go here and I can show you like this, just let me change the theme a minute. I'll catch up with myself. Okay, this is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and if I switch it on, that's probably a good place to start. And I go to Facebook, okay, and I go to me, and I scroll down. In a second, we should get, he said, right, this is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It comes in 2 models. You have memory. You can have 256 gigabytes or 512 gigabytes. It's up to you, your choice. It does 8K video and it does 8K images. Now, when we talk about webcams, Nick and I have been talking about webcams that do 4K. This is 8K. This is the best webcam you could ever have. And you can 8K. You can bring in your mobile phone into any broadcast, especially on Be Live. Think about that. This is a quality phone. It's the flagship phone from Samsung in 2022, which is why it's called the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It comes with an S Pen, which we thought had disappeared with the Galaxy Note. And if I take out the S Pen, hopefully this will work. Anything can happen, probably will, but let's go for it anyway. You can tell that I'm actually concentrating because I'm trying to write and talk at the same time. I can say hello, Amazon. Now that was done live. The thing about this, though, is that if you're in a no phones meeting, in other words, you've got to switch your phone off before a meeting. So the phone is off, you can still take notes. And that's important because you can save the notes as well. So after the meeting, you can go to your notes and you can refer to them and just use them as if you'd entered them with the phone on. which I think is brilliant. The other thing about the S Pen is it can be used for air gestures. So if you set up to take a photograph with the phone, then instead of pressing the button on the phone, you can use an air gesture. Now, this is obviously a very intelligent pen, very useful for any app that's on the system. But the problem is it's small, and well, it doesn't need to be big. But if I go out the room and take my phone with me and leave the pen behind, I get a little message on here saying, Stephen, have you left your pen behind? So now would be the point for me to actually put it back into its place. So it lives inside the case. It can do 8K photographs. I'm going to show you some 8K photographs in a minute. And I might even later in the show actually show you some video, because it's the video that's the thing. It's got a built-in stabilizer. It can shoot 8K video. It can shoot steady video because it's got its own, well, it's closest you can get to an inbuilt gimbal. When you actually shoot video with this, it is steady, and you can actually go to a super steady mode. So you can go steady in 8K, but you can drop down to 1080 and you go super steady. Now, super steady is the equivalent of having a gimbal, okay, at 1080p. As far as recharging is concerned, it's 5,000 milliamps. You can charge it at 35 watts, in which case, I mean, I let this phone run down and I recharged it using a charger that is being my carousel tomorrow. I nearly said it's there today, but it's not. You can recharge this within an hour. I did it from 0 to 100% in an hour. So it's a fast recharge with the external charger, which is an extra, which you basically benefit from if you get it. The charger obviously works with any Samsung phone. But it's the photographs that basically are so, well, if I can find them, if I switch Nick's camera off, Nick's camera's off, so I can actually bring this in. And these photographs are actually taken with the phone. And if I go like that, then you've got the photographs at the top, you've got the phone bottom right. It's on discount today. It's $999.99. It's a $200 saving if you click the link in the carousel. But these photographs are actually taken with the mobile phone. And we went to basically to the Cotswolds, which is in the middle of England, to a place called Birdland, and you can see the penguins. I was about 30 foot away when I took this shot, and I was able to zoom in. Also at Birdland were flamingos. And again, if I go back one, this is the original shot of the flamingos, but using the Samsung Galaxy S22, I was able to zoom in. Yeah. And I think the composition of this photograph, yeah, so this is an 8K photograph. I can only show it you in 720, but if you had the original, you could zoom in and you could look at the flamingos directly in the eye. So we've got flamingos, we've got penguins, and my partner Angelica, who usually appears on the shows Tuesday through Friday, but she's here on Monday as well. We're just back from a visit down to Healey. And then the next photograph is from our wild garden. This used to be a tree which had to be removed, so it's replaced with a wild garden which has been in full bloom. So 8K photographs, 8K video, $200 off today. It's the best mobile phone I've ever had. It is the flagship phone from Samsung for this year. It's got an adaptive display. I know that it works because I can sit in the garden and read this phone clearly. And if I go here and I could zoom down and turn the volume down, just a minute, okay, and I go there and I go sideways, then this is, if I go full screen, just give me a second. If I go full screen, we are actually live on Facebook today, and you can see the display that's coming through on Facebook. I'll put that in front of me. Let's zoom in. I've got a light in there. The perils of live video, and you can actually see the quality of the video. And you can see my Logitech Litra Glow light as well. Okay, so that's the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It's over to Nick to talk about the quiz.
Yes, here's the quiz. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1980? So 1980 awarded in 1981. Was it Dolly Parton with 9 to 5? Was it Irene Cara with Fame? Was it People Alone, the competition? Or was it Out Here on My Own? Another one from Fame. And we got Jim saying Fame, Kelly saying 9 to 5. And I'll be honest, I'm thinking it's the same as Kelly. I think it was 9 to 5. But if you know different, Stephen, just
I don't
overrule a lot of us.
I don't know any different. I'm going to go with Fame. Yeah.
9 to 5.
9 to 5, sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Ah!
Oh, Jim. Oh,
Jim, we do apologize, Jim. We should know better, Jim. Next time. Yes. That was unfortunate. Anyway, let's move on, Nick. That's me, isn't it?
Yeah, it's your go. Yeah,
It's
I'll
my
hang
go.
my head
It's
in
my
shame.
go. Oh, we've got 2 out of 6.
Oh,
Which song won the Academy? Jim, please try again. We'll listen to you next time. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1989, awarded in 1990? Was it Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid, After All from Chances Are, Kiss the Girl from The Little Mermaid, or I Love to See You Smile from Parenthood? Whilst we cogitate on the answer, Nick, it's over to you.
I love Jim's comment. Nick, you should feel like such a failure now. Yeah, you'd think I would do, but you know what? I don't care. No, Jim, I hang on your every word going forwards. Okay, next up in the carousel is the TP Link Deco. I have one of the 3 here right in front of me. And this, I tell you what, this has just been transformational. And I'm going to say a big shout out to my good friend Stephen Healey for putting me on to this amazing piece of kit. What this does is this eradicates any Wi-Fi dead spots you might have in your house. Now, I'm lucky enough to live in a lovely brick house in the UK, beautiful. But when it comes to Wi-Fi in the router, it doesn't like pinging it between walls. And to this day, I have no idea how this actually does it, but this apparently makes amazing Wi-Fi go through walls. Incredible. But what I was worried about, my big fear, was how I could set it up. You know, I'm a bit of a bloke, so when it comes, you know, either I don't read the instructions at all, or I go the other way and think, right, I need to read the instructions. And so this came in a beautiful box, 3 of these little devices, and all it said was scan the QR code into your phone and follow the instructions. And I thought, oh no, my heart sank. I thought, oh God, this is going to go horribly wrong. I couldn't have been more wrong myself. This was brilliant. Basically, all you need to do, I scanned it and then just set up an account. So you just have your email address and then you put your password in, that gives you an account, and that then becomes your wireless network. So what we did was we just Ethernet cable into the router, had both the router and this one in the lounge turned off, switched them back on, waited about a minute, just over a minute. You got this lovely little solid white light on that one. It was flashing yellow and then flashing blue, and then suddenly, ba-dang, I'd formed my first wireless network. Wow. So, okay, how hard could it be? So next one I put in the kitchen, which is where I wanted. I just had no internet in the kitchen. And yeah, it was amazing. I just plugged it in, literally. The only thing that goes is the power cable, and it just found the network. And then the third one, this one indeed up here, this one I plugged in. I don't think it even took 60 seconds to just find its network, all got it set up, and it is perfect. I now got Wi-Fi all over the house. Doesn't matter where I go, it's just there. Now it's really great because it's like secure, it's high speed, so you've got no buffering issues. It's also got parental control, so if you've got kids, anyone when you use it, then it's got quite robust parental control you can use with it. You can have the ability to now have I can now have, I think it's 100 devices attached to my Wi-Fi network. and I've got 11 so far. So I've got another 89 to go, or 88 to go. It is good. But I tell you what, it's amazing how quickly these Wi-Fi devices add up, because suddenly I've got the Mevo, and I've got the phone, and I've got the iPad, and I've got the other iPad, and I've got the other phone, and and it's like suddenly it's the printer, and then I've got in the carousel these funky lights as well, and it all goes, and you can make it voice activated with attaching it to your Echo Dot. I won't say her name because I've got her quiet at the moment. So it's a really cracking piece of kit, all controlled by a little app on your phone. And what's really lovely about it is it's self-diagnosing. So if something goes wrong, then it cures itself, and you can run optimization on it to make sure it's always optimized. It is absolutely brilliant. So I'd say, yeah, thank you, Stephen, for telling me about them. It's a UK company as well, so we quite like that. But yeah, it's really good, aesthetically pleasing. As you can see, a set of 3 there. And yes, $129.99 in the carousel. That is awesome. I mean, for that price, it's amazing. And the nice thing is, if you move and you need another one, you just buy one single one, and it will just attach to your network again. It is absolutely lovely. I say I have no idea how it actually works, but it works.
It works.
I don't know. Let's be honest. I don't know how the Mac works, or the phone works, or the cameras work, but because they work, they get my vote.
Yeah, indeed. And let's go over to Jim. And Jim is saying, Vince, the ShamWow guy is nothing on Nick. There you go. Did you check him out, Nick?
I did check him out. He was good. He was good. I liked him. Squeezing it. I'm going to get a ShamWam, to be honest. I need to find one on Amazon.
Right. And our next comment coming in is from Padvi Dilip, and saying, hello to you, sir. And thank you for joining us live today. Okay, now we've got to go back to the question, I suppose. And the question is, which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1989, sorry. It might make a difference. So let's go to the big screen now. I can actually read it.
Gonna make a big difference.
Under the Sea, Little Mermaid. After All, Chances Are. Kiss the Girl, Little Mermaid. Or I Love to See You Smile from Parenthood. And do we have... Is Jim with us, helping us anymore, or is he saying we should? Yeah, he's not taking.
He's hanging us out to dry for being.
He is, yeah. Okay.
I would guess. Can I just? Yeah. It's not going to help us much, but I'm guessing, because a few of the others have been Disney movies. I reckon it might be The Little Mermaid, but I don't know which one.
Right. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to agree with Little Mermaid, and I'm going to go Under the Sea.
Under the Sea. Jim's saying Under the Sea as well. So yeah, Under the Sea, Little Mermaid.
Yay! Well done, Jim. Wow. And thank you, Jim. Well played. And this time we'll listen to you.
And Kelly as well said it.
And Kelly as well. So Kelly got it right too. So thank you, gentlemen. That's Atlanta joining with Sarnia, Canada and the USA. And we're over to question 8, Nick.
Yeehaw. Okay, question 8. Which song won the Academy Award for the Best Original Song for 1992? Okay. Friend Like Me, Aladdin. I Have Nothing, The Bodyguard. Run to You, The Bodyguard. And A Whole New World, Aladdin.
Okay.
Well, 2 Disneys there. Just saying.
Yeah. Bit of friendly rivalry going on here. Kelly just saw my answer, says Jim, and Jim is also saying A Whole New World for this one. Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to that in a second, Jim. I'm going to come on camera, and I'm going to switch Nick's camera off. I'm still wearing the headphones down the carousel, by the way. I forget I'm wearing them literally. Now, the next item we're going to talk about, I made great use of this weekend as we were down in Healey, if you've forgotten, and went to see Floella Benjamin. Okay, there's Floella Benjamin. And we took, and Gaelica and I have got matching Fitbits. We took our Fitbit Charge 5, which is the latest version. I just read a review over the weekend of the Charge 5, and it said, and I quote now, It's the best Fitbit that Fitbit have ever produced. Okay. If you're listening, Garmin, Fitbit for the win. Now, the idea is simple and straightforward. What this unit does is it's a watch. Okay. So it's got a clock on it as well, but it actually measures how many steps you take in a day. Now, 2,000 steps equals 1 mile. I try and do 4 miles a day, and that basically keeps me fit. That's how I train. I train using a Fitbit. I walk marathons because I can train. But the thing is that buying the Fitbit, there's no subscription, just buy the Fitbit that's down in the carousel at the moment. It'll be in the carousel in a second. Yes, it's in the carousel now. Fitbit Charge 5 is the featured item. It's $119.90 and it's 21% off today, which is quite a good price for a Fitbit. But it's color. That's the first thing you'll notice, is that it's full color. So it measures your steps, and that's the way to get fit. Because if I share my screen now, and this may or may not work because I've already got one share going, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to share my screen again, and this time I'm going to share my Fitbit dashboard, and I'm going to bring that on screen and go back here. And this basically, you register your Fitbit to get the warranty, and then you get your own Fitbit dashboard. Now, a word of explanation about this. If I try and go picture in picture, okay, and you don't want the deco, just a minute, just a second. We're not talking about deco. That was earlier. We're not talking about those either. Just a minute. I'm going to have to flick through thousands of items in the carousel. We could talk about all these, but I actually want to talk about the one I'm going to land up on in a second. Is this one, which is the Fitbit Charge 5. So you can see it now. And over to Jim. And if I just scroll down here, and Kelly's saying a whole new world. Jim is saying, Kelly's copying my answers because Jim says a whole new world. Okay, but working together, guys, if we get the right answer, we're not fussed as long as we get the right answer. And Jim is saying, aha, right, okay. Right, I'm going to show you my dashboard. If I hide that for a moment and go picture in picture, okay, this is my Fitbit dashboard. And this Fitbit links to the dashboard. Now, the thing is, when we go on fitness and we decide that we're going to get fit, one of the first things that goes is our resolve to get fit. We start off with the best of intentions. And in the first month, we do good. The second month, less good. And by the third month, we've forgotten we own a Fitbit. But if you join the community on Fitbit.com, which is owned by Google, by the way, then you're joining a community of like-minded people. Everybody on here wants to use a Fitbit to stay fit. And you can all set your own goals. Mine is 4 miles a day, but my friends have got 3 miles, 2 miles, 5 miles. Some have got even more than that. But basically, what you have is a community of people who have weekday and weekend challenges. So you run by members, for members, free to join. And the idea is, if I come back to me for a moment, the idea of the ladder is you want to come at the top. You want to do the most steps during the week or the most steps at weekend. I don't get that far. I actually go sort of mid-table, but it's a great incentive because when I go out the door and I walk for 3 miles, people who I've given permission to can actually see that I walk 3 miles with a Fitbit, and they cheer me. And I cheer them when they do 4 miles or 5 miles or even 1 mile. So you've got a self-help group, all motivated by seeing you do well at keeping fit. And it's a fact that the more you walk, the fitter you get. Now, I can attest to that because I've taken this Fitbit and these headphones and my mobile phone, and I've got them all working together. And at 11:30 every day, I go out and I walk 4 miles, 8,000 steps. Sometimes walk 5 miles in an hour and a half. I just walk for 90 minutes every morning, Monday through Friday. And that's what keeps me fit. And all of that is recorded by Fitbit on my dashboard. It also, if you wear the Fitbit in the evening, at night to bed, it will record your sleep. It will tell you when you're asleep, when you're in deep sleep, when you're in light sleep, when you wake up, which is a surprising number of times per night. And if you wear your Fitbit for 4 consecutive nights, you'll get a sleep plan to help you improve your sleep. All of this is free. Then it tells you the maximum number of steps you've done in a day. Now, the maximum number I've done is 60,000, which is 30 miles in one day. And that's because I was walking a marathon from Avery to Stonehenge. So that's my own personal record. And I'm trying to equal that at the moment. I just need to find a marathon to walk. In addition to that, you can log your weight and you can see whether it's going up or down. And on the mobile app or on the desktop app, you can log your food. So Fitbit is actually counting the calories out. You can record the calories in. And that means you can, the basic idea is simple and straightforward. Spend more calories than you eat. And that helps you get fit too. But the thing that interests me, and I've got a comment coming in from Corinda, who was live a moment ago. So let's see what Corinda's got to say. How you Padvi? Oh, I think 2 people know each other. So I'm going to leave that conversation to carry on. And I'm going to take you to the bit that interests me. If I scroll down here, you can see the number of steps that I've done. And if I go see more, then you can see the number of steps I've done this week. Okay. And you can basically 27 miles during the week, and the month is 88 miles, and the year is 818 miles. Now, my personal goal is to do 1,000 miles a year. So that's what I'm aiming for. The Fitbit is going to get me there because I go out for an hour and a half a day. I actually listen to music. Now, this is the thing I've discovered, and this is not rocket science, but it is true. If you listen to music whilst you're walking, you walk faster. Well, let me qualify that. If you listen to rock music whilst you're walking, you walk faster because you're listening to the music and you forget all about your feet moving and you just go faster. And I've done some amazing times since I started this an hour and a half walking regime. And I'm actually doing cardio exercise and fat burn exercise because I'm walking faster. The thing is that if you're just walking around and you're walking around the house, the garden, you walk into town, those miles are not helping you to get fit. You need to be walking faster, doing a cardio burn or a fat burn to actually achieve a benefit with the Fitbit. Now, this is not medical advice. I'm not a medic, but all I'm saying is from my observations, since I started using music with my Fitbit and my phone and my headset, I've walked faster, I've burnt more calories, I've got fitter. I know I feel fitter. Yeah, I feel more awake. And that's a great indicator. Fitbit down the carousel at the moment, $119. It is 21% off today. And if you want, well, this is the final thing on Fitbits. This is a great gift for yourself. It's a great gift for friend or family. And nobody expects to get a Fitbit. And if you buy somebody a Fitbit, you're actually giving the gift of good health or potential gift of good health. Okay, let's go back, switch me off solo, hide that because we don't need that, and switch Nick's camera on. Okay, Nick's on camera now. I'm going to switch this camera on too. And we've got the quiz back, and let's go with the comments. And Stephen walking whilst listening to Metallica. Exactly. Or Def Leppard, or In Excess, or even Rammstein. And Corinda. And Corinda was saying, hey, and Corinda was just live. And Corinda is just saying, how you Padvi? I don't know. Over to Jim. And Jim is saying Stephen walking whilst listening to Metallica. And Kelly is responding by running from the Sandman?
Sandman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So it's back to the question then. And the question was?
Yes, the question was, which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1992? Was it Friend Like Me from Aladdin? Was it I Have Nothing, The Bodyguard? Was it Run to You, The Bodyguard? Or was it A Whole New World? A Whole New World from Aladdin. And I think we saw Jim and Kelly saying A Whole New World. Actually, I don't know if we saw the question. Kelly said, are these Amazon UK, US or Canada prices? These are US prices.
Yes. Yeah, these are all US prices. We're taking our carousel is on Amazon.com. Okay, so that's where the price is coming from. So, given that they are agreeing for whatever reason, should we go with A Whole New World?
I think absolutely. Let's go with A Whole New World. It's Disney. They're all Disney. I've come to that conclusion.
Brilliant. We're recovering slowly. Okay, question 9. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1986, awarded in 1987?
Oh, hang on, Stephen. We just got your Fitbit on the screen.
Oh, just a minute. Thank you. Technical problem. This is just a minute. Let's go here and take Kelly's comment off, and we'll get there in the end. Just a minute. Okay, so thank you, Nick. Which song won the Best Academy Award for Best Original Song for 86, awarded in 87? Was it Mean Green Mother from Little Shop of Horrors? Take My Breath Away from Top Gun? Somewhere Out There from An American Tale? Glory of Love from The Karate Kid Part 2? Nick, whilst the guys and I are actually cogitating, do you have something to show us?
Yes, indeed. Cogitate away. Actually, seeing that Top Gun in the answer was I was on Amazon Prime last night watching Top Gun Maverick. I'd seen it at the cinema and I thought, let's watch it again. And I'm glad I saw it at the cinema, but what a great story. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, okay, but let's talk about what's in the carousel. I digress. Now, this is the Nexigo StreamCam N930E. This is beautiful. Now, I do like a nice entry-level webcam, and this is exactly what it is. So you can use it for Zoom calls, Hangouts, team meetings, live streaming, recording yourself. It shoots in 1080 high definition, and it comes with some brilliant software that allows you full control over your exposure, white balance, hue, contrast, saturation. What's really cool is you can actually get presets. So if I'm using it up here in the office, then I can set it up, save my settings, and if I go downstairs, use it in the kitchen to do the cooking show, hanging it over my hob, then I can use the kitchen settings because it's totally different lighting and don't have to spend ages messing around with it. So that software is really, really good. Really like that. Anyway, bye, Kelly. Leave the answer. Oh, yes, he's left the answer. Good. Now, it comes with the normal traditional tripod mounting, so you can just screw it into your tripod. Why is that important? It's because our cameras need to be rock solid. We don't want them shaking around. We want a nice solid camera. Now, you can also hang it for your meetings, team meetings and your Zoom calls. You can hang it on your display as well, or on your laptop or your PC or your Mac on the display, and that'll be nice. Now, what I didn't realize when I bought this was it rotates 360 degrees. How cool is that? It's basically sitting on a ball. And so you can go from side to side, you go backwards and forwards. So really, you've got full control over every angle of that camera. So you can set it exactly as you need it to go. Now, it also had, and I knew it had a built-in microphone when I bought it. What I hadn't read was it's actually a noise cancelling microphone, 90%. So that's a really good thing, all nicely built in. Now then, for you scaredy cats a little bit worried about getting hacked, and maybe someone will see into your room through your webcam. I mean, I pity anyone who does that to me. All they'll see is a picture of Desert Orchid and my bass guitar. And that's pretty much all that's in here. But anyway, if you are worried, then you can have total privacy. It comes with this little stick-on privacy cover. And I'll be honest, the first few weeks, I didn't put it on. But then I put it on. It's like, okay, it works. You actually get 2, which is really nice. But the reason that I bought this, and this is the reason that you will get your promotion, you will get your pay rise, is because you will be better lit than anyone else on your Zoom calls or your team meetings, because we've got a 3-level built-in ring light. So you're sitting there and you are going to be so well lit. And let's be honest, we have seen so many times, you and I both know, when we go into a Zoom call, there'll be some people like head down, not looking, because they're not looking at their camera, because they don't know where to look. They're too busy looking at the screen. And then there'll be ones with the fake Zoom background, but that won't be working very well because they haven't got any good lighting as well. Whereas you'll be sitting there beautifully lit. Your fake background will look amazing. And so everyone will go, wow, who's that? You'll look more professional. And that's the thing. But it's actually really good. For the $59 that it costs in the carousel, it would be worth it just to have a backup, to be honest. I bought this because I've given my my lovely great nephew, who wants to be a gaming YouTuber, but he's only 11. He's got to wait a couple of years. I'm giving him my C920 that I've had for 7 years, and it's beautiful. But I promised it to him, so I needed to get a new one, and this was the one I found. Yeah, it is just really, really good. Shoots in 1080 high definition, autofocus. So if I had a book of Floella Benjamin, I could have demonstrated that. I'm so jealous, Stephen. I used to watch Play Away as a kid. She was amazing. So yeah, and that is the Nexigo N930 E stream cam. It's brilliant. So it's for vlogging, for live streaming, for team meetings, hangouts, Zoom calls. This will get you noticed like no other camera. And because it's built in, you can take it anywhere. You're going to get great audio, great video, great lighting. What's not to love? It is absolutely gorgeous. $59.99. As I say, it's worth it just as a backup camera, to be honest. So I would fully recommend it. In fact, lots of the Nexigo products have the built-in ring light, and these are often sold with little tripods as well. So if you click on the carousel, see what other people buy with it, and then you can get yourself a lovely, lovely little kit. But yeah, that's it. That's the Nexigo StreamCam N930E.
Brilliant. Okay, and thank you to Alma Munn for liking the post on Facebook. Really appreciate it, but we've got to finish this quiz. If it's the last thing we do. Okay, so question 9. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 1986, awarded in 1987? Was it Mean Green Mother from Little Shop of Horrors, Take My Breath Away from Top Gun, Somewhere Out There from An American Tale, or Glory of Love from The Karate Kid? And our guesses that have come in, A Whole New World. Do we go with that?
No, that was the previous one.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's try and catch up then. And best guesses are Take My Breath Away from Kelly and Take My Breath Away from Jim. Yeah. So I think that we should, without...
Yeah, absolutely.
we can't... We've got to take Jim's answer. And if Kelly agrees, then okay.
Oh, Jim, top man.
Well played. Well played,
Jim.
both. Okay, which brings us to question 10.
Hallelujah. Question 10. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Kelly, for that. Okay, which song won the Best Original Song Academy Award, Best Original Song for 2002? Was it Burn It Blue by Frida, or Frida, is that the film? The Hands That Built America, Gangs of New York, Lose Yourself, 8 Mile, that's Eminem, wasn't it? And I Move On, Chicago. Oh man. Okay. No ideas. Anyone got a guessing? I'd like to say it's Eminem, but I don't know. And Jim's coming straight in there with I Move On from Chicago. I've seen Chicago a few times. I just can't think of that song.
Okay. Well, let's just see. We'll just continue. Oh, right. Okay. It's my turn. Down in the carousel, hopefully in a second, just a minute, is of course the Oboswat Tiny 4K. And this is the Oboswat Tiny 4K that you're actually looking at now. Now then, the first thing you need to know about the Oboswat Tiny 4K is it's not a static camera. If I go and show you my desktop, this is the Oboswat 4K. What you have is a lens on top of a 2-axis gimbal, and then the body of the camera, USB-C connection to USB-A into your computer. And this beautiful camera can see 140 degrees, which is further than the Brio can see, and it's 4K. So you can actually use it to broadcast out to YouTube using OBS and get 4K quality right now, if you get this camera right now. Now, it's got 3 presets. So I can go out to the garden. Okay, it's got 4 times zoom. And if I zoom in, you can actually see that I'm looking through the office window, and go out again, in again, 4K, 4 times zoom, 4K. And then I can come to me. So it is 4 times zoom and 4K. Okay, those are its twin features. Thing though is that it's versatile. It's better than the Brio, and I hate to say that it's a different camera to the Brio because it can actually track you. It's got twin microphones. It's got noise cancellation. It's 720, 1080, and 4K. It's built by Oboswat. It was originally funded by fundraising and oversubscribed. It's had rave reviews from the PC press, which I've been reading recently, and it does what it says on the tin. And I'm going to show you what it says on the tin by doing this live demonstration. And hopefully when I press this button, just a minute, and tap unlock, I can actually move backwards. Okay, nothing's happening at this stage, Nick. Just to try again. Okay, I'm going to try again. Okay, I think we've got it this time. No, we haven't. Okay, this is a great way to end the show. Just a minute. Okay, I'm going to try again. Thank you.
Well done.
Okay. Persistence is what you need on live video. The thing is, it's got air tracking software built in, which means that the camera will track you as you move about. Now, as I'm moving about the office and trying not to fall over, because it's the first day back, you can see what the camera is doing is auto framing me. So I'm in the center of the picture no matter where I move, and I've got headroom. And the other thing I can do live, as you can see, it's still tracking me, is that I can zoom in like so and go like this. Okay. And the beauty of this is that this is an ideal 4K conference camera, because you can set the camera on the conference table. You've got 5 people around the table, all of whom are going to speak during a live Zoom session going out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And as each person speaks, the person controlling the software, like I am doing today, can actually go from speaker 1 to speaker 2 to speaker 3 and back again. But because the camera has got an omnidirectional microphone, it's picking up everybody's voice. Yeah. So you move the camera and it will pick up the voice as well. So this is an ideal 4K conference camera. It's also an ideal 4K single person camera. And the fact that it can track you in real time as you actually move about means that I can give a presentation either sat down or stood up. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit here because I've got too close to the camera. So give me a second and just make one adjustment. I'm just going to go zoom out a little bit. And as I do that, the camera will argue with me, which is not unusual. Okay. And we've zoomed out. You can actually see me. And again, I'm framed. I'm in the center of the screen. I've got headroom. So it's my favorite camera. It's my favorite camera because I can present sat down, I can present stood up, I can be moving, and I can tell stories, and I can show the camera at its best. I've been out, just autofocus it's got. I've been out collecting conkers over the weekend. This takes me back, Nick. We used to go conker collecting. And then the idea was you actually soak, well, don't tell anybody, we actually soak the conkers in vinegar, and then you'd had conker wars, and they still take place in the UK. There are organised events. You can take your prize conker and you can conquer somebody else. The idea is you hold your conker, the other person swings their conker and tries to smash yours. And the conker that is there at the end of the day is presumed to be the winner. So conkers, and that's just the autofocus where it's actually focusing on the conker. I could show other things as well, but because I'm stood up, I can actually show you these beautiful headphones, which I showed you earlier, and I can put those closer to the camera, and autofocus takes care of everything. And they're lightweight. I've forgotten I'm wearing them. They're only 26 grams, and as Mr. John Upton said, that's less than a bag of crisps or chips. You can have so much fun with the Oswald camera, 4K, broadcast out to YouTube for free. The broadcast is in 4K, the recording is in 4K. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Oswald. And that is the Oswald Tiny 4K, which is my favorite PTZ camera. Pan, tilt, and zoom. Okay, what more do you want from a camera? Hopefully on Thursday we'll actually see Ephraim's, and he's got 6 presets and a zoom as well. So join us with Be Live on Thursday, probably about 1:30 Eastern, possibly. We'll know later in the week. Nick and I will tell you. But that's a great show to watch from Be Live. Be Live, like Nick and I, are Amazon insiders. We're part of a team of 5 who broadcast every week. This week we're broadcasting on Thursday because there's a special event taking place before we go live. So look out on Thursday. And I'm going to go, and because it's still in the UK at the moment, it's still light outside. I'm going to switch to the garden whilst I sit down. Okay, so that is a live shot out into my neighbour's gardens. You may see birds and butterflies flying by. I don't think you get butterflies in October, though. Not sure about that. Anyway, if I try and change things around, so I'm going to hide that camera. Okay, and we're back. Okay, let's just, and the Nexigo we looked at earlier. So it's just back to Nick and me. I'm going to go side by side.
Yay!
And just a minute, one more adjustment, and we'll be there.
Okay, and while you're doing that, though, Stephen, we are at the top of the Discover page once more.
We've cracked it. We've cracked it. If you're watching us live now, this is a cause for celebration for Nick and I, because we are at the top. In fact, basically, let's just record this moment for
I've sent you a screenshot.
Ah, brilliant. Okay, let's just refresh.
Not that I wasn't paying full attention to what you were saying, Stephen, obviously.
Okay.
But I had it in the background.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, so we made it to the top again. Brilliant. So let's go back to the question, and this is question 10 of 10, and then we find out the results.
Oh.
Let's go.
So question 10. Oh dear, oh dear. Which song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for 2002, awarded in 2003? Was it Burn It Blue, Frida, or Frida? The Hands That Built America, Gangs of New York, Lose Yourself, 8 Mile, or I Move On, Chicago? And James Ziegler is saying I Move On, Chicago, and I'm having dissed him once and felt his wrath. I'm not going to do that again.
No, we're not going. We're not. We're going to go. I think. Yeah, I agree. We'll go with Jim's answer.
No, Jim.
All right. Okay. It's Who Dares Wins. This is a first. We've got Bath.
We've
Nick,
never.
what went wrong there?
We have never got an F before. I mean,
we've not
F
got
plus,
ever.
But check that out, though, Stephen. It is a tough quiz because that's
it was a very tough quiz. But let's just console ourselves because we scored 5. The average score is 5.12.
Yeah.
So we were close, but no cigar. Okay. I think.
Yeah, and
Well,
we'd have got 6 had it not been for you, Jim. I hope you feel bad.
right. Okay. Well, we just enjoy taking. We're British and English, and we enjoy taking part. It's not the winning that matters; it's the taking part. Nick, it's over to you.
Oh, guys, thank you ever so much again. Thank you, Stephen. What a great time we had with our movie quiz. Thank you to James, Jim, to Kelly, to everyone that commented. Corinda, of course. Thank you so much. And we are back the same time next week, but we'll also be back on Thursday, as Stephen said. And in fact, Stephen and I are back every day. But for the movie quiz, same time next week, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. UK, 5 p.m. European time. I thought I'd add that on because it just popped in my head. Until next Monday, please do come and join us. Help us and Jim with the movie quiz. We need some restoration. Is it called? I don't know. Retribution? No. What's the word I'm looking for, Stephen?
Try harder.
Try harder. We need help, seriously. So until next week, guys, whatever you're doing, stay safe. Take care.